The roadmap for the wildest ride in our lives is inside us thanks to our DNA. So would you be brave enough to discover where it leads? 12 New Zealanders have, and they're about to find out what really runs in their blood. Foodie Ray McVinnie and journalist Jack Tame are about to find out that they both have colourful ancestors who preferred exotic climes.
Of course, the burning question is, how are we related?
You look a little shell-shocked, Jack.
It's cool.
Adventurous globetrotter and foreign correspondent Jack Tame has submitted to DNA testing in a bid to discover what runs in his blood. Now, Jack's cool, calm and collected when he's covering the breaking news, but how would he report on his own family's story? Let's see what he has to say for himself.
I've always been interested in my family history, and I love travelling and experiencing new places. I think, too, being a first-generation New Zealander, having my dad being born in the UK and my mum coming from Australia, it makes me kind of inquisitive about my roots a little bit, but I've always kind of thought my DNA background, at the very least, was just a bit boring. Everything from what I know about my background would suggest that it'll be pretty vanilla. My grandma is the single best travelled person I've ever met. She's 87 and she's heading to Iran this year, as you do. For me, I think that's where the travel bug comes from. For the last 10 years or so, ever since pretty much I got out of high school, I've spent almost every spare dollar on travelling because I love it.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the DNA depot. Take a seat, not mine. And you come from a family of academics?
Yeah, we have computer science in the blood. In fact, my grandma was like a pioneering female computer scientist in Australia. My granddad was a Rhodes Scholar on that side as well, a mathematician. And then I kind of let down the team.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I don't do quite as much Sudoku.
You've got a passion for travel.
Yeah.
Apparently, and
Yeah.
you've been all over the world. When did that all begin, the interest in that?
Well, I think from a very young age. My mum's side of the family were big travellers. My dad immigrated to New Zealand from Britain with my grandparents. They came here on an Italian liner in the 1960s. So I think from both sides of the family, there's a little bit of an intrepid bloodline, perhaps, where people like exploring, like looking around the next corner.
Well, your DNA results are in. Let's take a look at that, shall we? OK, Jack, you're well versed with your European heritage. But there's, a few surprises hidden in your distant past. The lighter blue there indicates some Scandinavian heritage, and there is even a hint of purple there, which means you've got an ancestor from Africa. So, if we're going to stick with the ice cream metaphor, you're more Neapolitan than vanilla. There's going to be more revelations of DNA with exotic origins shortly. And the lab have found also 892 DNA matches, so you have to prepare yourself to meet some of those relatives rather soon. Now, I'm going to give you this, which I want you to keep on your person.
Okay.
I shall be contacting you through that while you're on your travels.
Okay, great.
And, well, that's it, really.
Fantastic.
All I can say is farewell.
Thank you so much.
Au revoir. Bon voyage.
Okay.
Safe travels.
Thank you very much. See you soon, Richard.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Jack's about to discover he's got a touch of spice in his ancestry. It seems that globe-trotting is something his grandcestors had a little bit of a taste for as well. Woohoo! Would you like to know how we know this? Well, our DNA has patterns in it that are decided by who our ancestors were, where they lived, even what they ate or even drank. And testing saliva reveals these patterns, and when people have segments that match, we know they're related. Using DNA databases, we can find living relatives and ancient ancestors from all around the world. Now, paper records are very easily lost, destroyed, or corrupted. So using this technology allows the DNA detectives to join up all the dots, making the kinds of connections that wouldn't have been remotely possible in the past.
I call New York home. I call New Zealand home as well. I call both places home. But I remember the first time I came to New York, I was intoxicated. I remember writing in my travel journal, I want to live here, I've got to live here. I reckon if there's one place on earth where you've got people from every corner of earth, it isn't Paris, it isn't London, it isn't Rome, those are great cities, but it's New York. New York City is the most diverse place on earth, and that's what was so exciting about it. It's just a bit of a change from Christchurch.
Jack is about to go on a treasure hunt. It's going to lead him to a genetic relative called Kelly, who's a bit of a DNA super sleuth herself.
Jack, I hope you like puzzles. Head to the station with the right track and find a haven to visit. More to come. A haven. I reckon we might be going to Connecticut. It's only a hunch. It's only a hunch.
Well, that's a good hunch, Jack. So I say get yourself on the train. All aboard.
Woo-woo!
We've been studying your bloodlines and found a painter called Robert Bernard. Robert was your third great-grandfather. And before leaving England for South Australia, he painted this masterwork in 1833. It was attributed to others until about 10 years ago when a restorer from the Yale Centre of British Art discovered Robert's signature on it. So you're off to New Haven to see it. There's a dossier on his life coming your way. So, bedtime reading for you.
Right, so you know Murphy and his law? Yeah, well, funny thing that, you come halfway around the world to Yale University to a very specific art gallery to see a very specific painting, and what do you know? The gallery's closed for renovations. 18 months I gotta wait. But we'll see what else we can find out. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother. This is a bit weird. I've just found out today a relative of mine, a guy named Robert Bernard, has a painting here. Do you know anything about a painting by a guy called Robert Bernard?
Yes, I do.
What?
Would you like to see it?
Yeah, yes, please.
Sure. That's it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have to get one of these for Granny.
Please
She's going to
do.
be so excited. Do you know anything about it?
This is a very large painting in the permanent collection.
Yeah.
It's a focal point of museum visitors.
How big is it? I take it it's a little larger than this.
Yeah, just a little bit. It would take up most of that wall.
Wow, it's enormous.
Yes, it's a very famous, very prominent, proud part of our collection.
That's so thrilling.
Yeah.
What's it like in real life?
The colors are a lot more vibrant. The composition is a lot more beautiful in person.
Yeah. Well,
Don't
thank
worry,
you.
you'll see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to make some return visits, I think.
Yeah, you'll love it.
You know the extraordinary thing, though? You know what he did after he painted this? He gave it up. He moved to South Australia. He became a house painter.
So sad. Do you own a house that was painted by him? Does your
I
family?
don't. That would be very nice. It would be very nice if I owned anything painted by him. How much would this be worth? This would be like hundreds of millions, do you think?
I couldn't say. I'm not
Billions.
qualified.
Billions.
Billions.
Honestly, anyone who's seen my homemade Christmas cards knows that apparently, although we share some DNA, we don't share the same steady hand. We don't share the same artistic talents.
Now, what does your family think about this? Are they excited?
They don't know.
You haven't told them?
No, I haven't told them. It's.
You can tell your mom.
Well, I will, but they're all fast asleep. I've known this for about 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jack's third great-grandfather, Robert Bernard, may never have set foot in America, but his masterpiece means that the Bernard name now lives on in New Haven.
I was so excited to tell my family about the painting. I bought 14 postcards. For more than 10 years now, whenever I've travelled anywhere, I've sent postcards off to my mum and my grandma and a couple of mates. And then I got an email back from my grandma saying, oh yeah, Robert Bernard, yeah, he was a painter. I said, what? Granny, why didn't you tell me this before? And she said, I just thought no one was interested. It's a lesson, isn't it? Go to your grandma, because you never know. Okay, this is weird. I've had a text from a random number from someone called Kelly, who says a relative of mine used to work in this very building. His name was Harry. Kelly says Harry ran a successful hatting business, specialising in Panama and Stetson hats. So it's obvious fashion is a bit of a family trait. Anyway, Kelly says she'll have more information about...
Jack. The next relative in your DNA chain is an expert at using DNA to piece together genealogical puzzles. Now, Kelly calls the west coast of America her home. But she wants you to join her on a DNA field trip, so you're going to meet her in York. And that means you've got a flight to catch. So, while Jack packs his bags for England, our next victim, celebrity chef Ray McVinnie, is about to discover what his test results uncover, including his connection to rock and roll royalty.
You got in some good genes, didn't you?
Our DNA is like a recipe which combines ingredients from hundreds of our ancestors. But after only 3 or 4 generations, we often have no idea what really is in that mix. So what is coursing through the veins of foodie Ray McVinnie? Ray's very proud of his Italian lineage, but his DNA results show that his is a much richer recipe. So let's see what Ray imagines his history might be, shall we?
I don't know, maybe it's this Italian blood that I think I've got. That whole thing about family is, you know, you'd kill for them, you really would. You know, it's just the best thing I've ever done, having children with someone I love. Look, I've written books, I've got a degree, done all sorts of stuff, but the best thing I ever was involved in was having 2 kids. The other thing that I notice about my kids, especially when you see other members of your family in them, you know, sometimes I do a double take because my daughter sounds like my sister. When I did go back to the ancestral village 10 years ago now, they started showing me pictures, and I remember Anna, the old lady, saying, "And this is my father." And I looked at it and thought, oh, for God's sake, that's my father. It looks exactly like him.
Ray, welcome to the incident room.
How are you, Richard?
Good to see you.
Good.
Sit down. We're going to reveal your future and your past and all those kinds of things and surprise the hell out of you.
Spooky.
Now, Italian cooking, is that special love of yours? Is there any reason for that?
It turns out that my grandmother's family, or some of them, came from there. And in 2000, I was in the international jury for the Slow Food Award, and they shipped us all off to Italy.
Okay.
Well, it just so happened that the village is actually near where I was going to be, so we went there. Moved to tears. I've ended up with a great attachment to Italy.
Well, we've got in our possession a map which shows all your DNA markers around the world. Are you ready to watch that?
Absolutely.
Okay, stand by. Okay, Ray, there's no surprise. You have a large helping of European DNA with an entree of Italian. Now, you can't help but spot the African elements there.
Well, yes.
Some people think that that relates to human migration out of Africa, but that's not the case. You've got ancestors from both sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa. And there's also a small percentage of Ashkenazi Jewish DNA. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it does, actually. You know how you have family stories? One of the family stories is that we had some Portuguese Sephardi Jews who were kicked out of Portugal in the, I don't know when, 18th century or something. And I don't quite know where they went. Yeah, it's funny, I've got Jewish friends who look at me sometimes and say, yeah, you look Sephardi.
Okay.
So, whatever that means.
So where do you think you might be headed on this journey? Do you think Italy?
I hope it's Italy. Italy would be good.
You'd like to go to Italy?
Oh, look, I would imagine that village is where we would go. I've only been there once and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, Ray, there's still a couple of surprises to come. We put your results into a DNA database, which has given us 923 genetic matches for you. We have relatives who are waiting to meet you, and we'll be in touch.
Good advice.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Ray. Well, Ray may well imagine that he's going to be eating pasta in some small Italian village, but there's a tropical island halfway around the world where relatives are already preparing for his arrival.
Tracking down your DNA, I mean, the whole science is absolutely fascinating. That they can actually do it. I mean, they can tell how much Neanderthal, I mean, you could probably tell by looking at me, but how much Neanderthal I've got in me, which group I was, you know, my ancestors were with when everybody left Africa. I find it absolutely fascinating.
DNA detectives use genetic testing to locate relatives who can be second cousins or relations who share an ancestor of over 300 years back.
So we're sure to find people who have fallen off the family tree as well.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. What the hell am I doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma? I can't think of one connection, no family stories, nothing that takes me to America, but I can't wait to find out.
Based on their DNA results, Daniel probably shares a great-great-great-grandancestor with Ray, but there's no question the DNA matches up.
This would probably be the most random thing I've ever done. I can't wait to meet these people. I feel really nervous, sort of scarily nervous. I wonder if they're going to look like me.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's so good to see you.
How are you, sir?
We're family, distant, very, very distant family.
But we're family.
But we're family,
I
yes.
know.
Meet the Presleys. Yep, Elvis is Daniel and cousin Sherry's fifth cousin, so the king is now Ray's kin.
When we were young, everybody always teased us because of our last name, and they wanted to know if there was an Elvis connection. And we really didn't know until Dan did the research.
So you have a definite connection then to Elvis. So.
How fantastic.
The great-grandparents Daniel shares with Elvis were originally named Presler. They Americanized it to Presley when they came over from Germany in 1710. But Elvis isn't the only new relatives. There's a passel of Presleys. Daniel's Aunt Doris is here to give Ray the guided tour.
And these are Presley.
This is the Presley clan here.
Yeah, this is my grandfather. That's Marvel Presley.
Marvel Presley, yeah.
This is my dad, William Herbert
Right.
Presley.
So I'm related to these people too?
Yes, you are.
I am. Because this woman just looks a little bit like some of the women in my family. She looks like my
Seriously?
sister's child. You know, it's very, very interesting. Well, the king, I like that a lot. Never heard of a Presley connection, not even a name that sounded similar. And the whole thing about it is that it's a fact. The DNA proves it. I'm so pleased about this.
You got in some good genes,
Yeah,
didn't you?
exactly.
Ray's about to discover another DNA relative who made history, while Jack uncovers a spicy twist in his DNA recipe.
You look a little shell-shocked.
It's cool.
Now, we here at the DNA Detective scour the world to match people with their genetic relations. And we've sent broadcaster Jack Tame to York in England to meet an American DNA relative who's busy doing some detective work of her own. Ah, Jack. Now, there's a chance you might recognize Kelly, but just in case, head to the park by the River Ouse. And just like Lily Marlene, she'll be underneath the lamppost.
Right, the lamppost. So I've come from New York City to Yorkshire. And it's a bit weird. I always knew I had English blood. To be honest, I kind of always thought I had nothing but English blood, peasant English blood. But I've been told to come here to York to meet an American. And you must be Kelly?
I am.
I'm Jack.
Hi,
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So we're related.
Yes, we are.
You have blue eyes.
I am.
This is it.
Dark,
You see? How's that?
bushy
Yeah?
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that brow game.
Yeah,
got a strong brow game.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you. We've got a lot to
Nice
catch up
meet you.
on.
Yeah, we do.
So we are related by DNA. I hope you know more about it than I do.
I certainly do. I've been looking into it for quite a while, trying to find out the exact connection.
Are we cousins? Or
Well, in order to share DNA, we're probably in the line of between 4th and 8th cousins.
I have no concept of what that even means.
Your first cousins share the same grandparents. Your second cousins share the same great-grandparents. Third,
Great,
and so on.
It's a wee way back.
Yeah, about 1700s, probably.
DNA can prove a connection, but it doesn't always confirm which generation the connection happens in. Jack and Kelly are likely to be linked by a common ancestor in England, but Kelly's still scouring the family tree. However, she has found another secret in Jack's DNA, and this one has a name attached to it.
This is your DNA.
Okay.
This is showing all of the chromosomes 1 through 22, and the 23 is your X and Y. You
Right.
get X from mom and Y from dad.
From Dad, yeah.
And then they're color-coded here, and most of it's all blue, which is Northern European. Do you see anything else?
South Asian.
Yes!
Wow.
Did you know about that?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Those are quite large blobs, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. What does that mean?
In this case, you have Indian ancestry
Wow.
from India.
Really?
Yes, it's actually a relative that we found in your tree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Please, fill me in.
Okay, well, you have a surname Burt in your tree.
Okay.
And Adam Burt, who was born in 1755,
Yeah.
he was born in Cleash, Kincroshire in Scotland.
Right.
Okay, and he was a surgeon,
Okay.
and he went to India.
Wow.
So this surgeon, he married a native Indian woman. One of their offspring was George, who is your ancestor.
Yeah.
And then he immigrated to Australia, the son.
That's so cool. Well, there's this like kind of rumor in the family about a little bit of Indian blood, and you know.
And you go, oh,
It's like, yeah.
I mean, the DNA nails it. And you have a perfect paper trail back to it.
Yeah. No wonder I love cricket so much. That's amazing.
You look a little shell-shocked.
It's cool. History turns on the smallest margins, the tiniest margins, the sheer mathematics behind existing is bewildering. Yeah, the decision by a surgeon in Scotland to move across the world to Bengal, to settle in Calcutta, is the reason I exist. That's pretty spooky. What if he waited a year? What if he'd, chosen to go to another colony instead? It's amazing.
Well, Ray's been getting to know the Presley family. They're the DNA relatives that connect him to the king of rock and roll, Elvis. But that's not his only connection to someone who helped to make history.
It's in Alabama.
So y'all from Alabama? Y'all from Alabama? Yeah.
So are you familiar with the slavery and stuff that we had in the United States?
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar that, it happened.
Okay, so the segregation and stuff took place in Alabama, which is where our families are from. And we had a cousin who was appointed to be a federal judge, and he is the one that desegregated all of the South. Yeah. Frank Thomas is his name, and just an incredible man. So the case of Rosa Parks.
Famous, yeah.
He was the one that struck that down.
Is she the one on the bus?
On the bus.
Wow. Oh, that's incredible.
Ku Klux Klan put a flaming cross on his lawn and threats being made, but he stuck to his guns and made the rulings that really helped change America.
Wow. Good man. So what is it about us humans that makes this stuff just so deeply fascinating? I mean, is there some chemistry going on here?
Roots.
Yeah. God, now I feel really, emotional. But yeah, I have this instance of like trust for you guys because you're my family. That's what it is, isn't it?
It is. It's family.
Yeah.
It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, seriously, all the way across the world.
I mean, really, come on. Yeah, it is so strange.
It is.
But I like it. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, welcome.
What lovely, lovely people. They took such good care of me and spent so much time. I have to say, I'm pretty proud to be part of their family, or our family. I was looking at those old photographs and I was damn sure I could see a resemblance between my daughter and one of the women in one of the really old photos. It's really making me think about, who you are, what you are, where you came from.
Hello, Ray. 1,000 apologies for tearing you away from Tulsa, but we have another set of family for you to meet and another flight for you to catch. I'm not going to tell you too much, but you could be on island time soon. Good luck.
Island time? What the hell does that mean?
Well, Ray, remember that 2.2% of African markers the lab found in your DNA? Bit of a shock? That's the previously hidden trace of an ancestor from 200 to 300 years ago. But of course, on paper, ethnicity isn't so obvious. And as generations pass, physical traits combine, just like sugar, cream or lemon in a cuppa. The blend that makes us who we are is a mystery until DNA tests come along and stir things up. Next, Jack will find himself behind bars while Ray's about to discover that he has relatives on an island in the sun.
And you talk like Jamaicans.
We are Jamaicans.
Now, Jack has just met his genetic relative, Kelly, who's a whiz at decoding DNA and tracing ancestry. She's revealed his intriguing Indian roots. His fifth great-grandfather was a Scottish surgeon born in 1755 who moved to India.
Told my Grandma, we are definitely Indian. She said, oh, it's good to have it confirmed. Grandma spent quite a bit of time in India. She went through the Silk Road last year. She was, oh, maybe last year was the trip up to Tanzania and Timbuktu. It's hard to keep up, honestly. The postcards I send Granny are nothing compared to the postcards Granny sends me.
Jack. Attention, please, Jack. Look, it's time to go underground now. Now, the DNA detectives love reuniting family. So Jack is joining Kelly on an ancestry quest of her own.
So, why are we here?
I'm in search of my fifth great-grandfather.
Your great-great-great-great-grandfather?
Yes.
Right. And he was in the York Castle prison?
He was, along with his brother.
For what?
Highway robbery.
Highway robbery?
Yes.
That's very 1700s, isn't it?
Yes. And the amount they stole was equivalent to about $100 American dollars.
Right. So they were very reasonably sentenced to...
Death.
From there, they ended up in America, a punishment even worse.
Well, they had a choice.
Yeah.
They could die.
Bad option.
Yeah. Or they could be reprieved, sent on a ship to America.
Right.
And then sold pretty much as slaves for 16 years indenture.
Wow. Well, it doesn't look like they would have had the most comfortable existence while they were still here, does it?
Don't like this bed, do you?
Yeah, you can't get that at IKEA.
No.
Wow.
And it's wonderful to be able to come here and think that my ancestors were here. I mean, if you look at a typical family tree with all those names and dates,
yeah.
What difference does that make? You don't really connect to it. But if you go to the places and you start to learn about the lives of the people, yeah, that's what really matters.
So if you're stuck in the 1770s here, I can see you going back another couple of hundred years and further and further and further.
Well, I have done that. There's different kinds of DNA, but the DNA can clinch a connection. I've written a beginner's guide to genetic genealogy, which is online for free for people. A lot of the experts put it into terms that aren't accessible.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be something that you could follow step by step and really get it. The stories take you everywhere. So you end up here in England, but before that, where were they? Were they Vikings? Were they Saxons? Were they Roman soldiers? Were they prisoners? You can tell that from the wide DNA.
Jack, we found the location where Kelly's ancestors committed their dirty deeds. Head to Castleton, follow the map, find the scene of the crime.
So, this is the place where the scoundrels in your family committed their crime.
Yes, somewhere along this track, Francis and Thomas committed highway robbery.
How is it then for you coming to a place like this and thinking that 250 years ago, a defining moment in your family history happened?
It's emotional and sobering at the same time because, like you said, it all turns on a dime, you know.
Yeah.
For about 400 years, we have 100,000 ancestors.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And they all had stories, and they're all people with lives, like our lives.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
So just to catch a hold of a few threads starts to build a fabric that really enriches your life or anybody else who chooses to follow it.
She tell you what, she can tell a story. Kelly can. It's extraordinary how much work she's put in and how passionate she is about it. But she's clearly got a passion for history, and you can see why. It's amazing. I think like a lot of people, I actually didn't know much about my family. I mean, I know about my immediate family, but just a generation or two further back, I really didn't know much. I love diversity. It's why I love living in New York. And it's so exciting to have something that's a little more exotic than Birmingham. No, nothing against Birmingham, but it's a rush to think, wow, some of my ancestors have had incredible adventures, and actually those adventures are in me. They shape me.
All right, Jack, you've got another DNA relative back in the United States who's also deep into tracing ancestry. He's even written a software program to help with the cause. Head towards the mountains of West Virginia and follow this map.
Hurricane. I have relatives in Hurricane, West Virginia, America. I don't know what to expect. Gonna fuel up with some superfoods though, eh? Body's a temple.
We here at the DNA Detectives have been combing over the results of celebrity chef Ray McVinnie's DNA testing, and the team have a hunch that Ray's African and Jewish DNA markers have their common roots in, of all places, Jamaica.
I have heard about the Jamaican connection before. It's an old family story that comes up now and again, but we've never dug too deep into it. And I've certainly never met any of the Rallies. Hopefully that's about to change.
Yes, everyone, good morning. Welcome home to Jamaica, welcome.
Hello, Ray. Your father's family had links to Jamaica 4 generations ago, so it's a very good place to start looking for some answers. 2 names keep popping up, McLean and Kentish. You're going to meet Diana, Susie, and Ingrid. They also have Kentish and McLeans in their past, and they're very, very keen to help you solve this puzzle.
Ray. I'm Diana.
Diana.
And I'm Susie.
Susie.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you. Hi, I'm Ingrid.
Ingrid.
Welcome to Jamaica. Yeah.
It's so good. So we're cousins.
Yeah. We're cousins.
Yeah.
Very, very distant, I would think.
Distant, but hey, you know, and you talk like Jamaicans.
We are Jamaicans. Been here a long time. Yeah.
So, there was a McLean back in the 18th century in Kingston. I don't think he was born here, and I think the dirty dog skipped off and left the children and the wife.
It is. Very Jamaican.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know it was David? Did you know his first name? So I think it was David McLean. He was married to a woman called Kentish.
Kentish, I know this name. Yeah,
Kentish?
definitely. Yeah.
And then one of those McLeans married a Robinson.
Right.
And we are descended from the Robinsons.
Right. Okay. I hope I'm not being, annoying, but have you noticed how I keep looking into your eyes all the time? I'm trying to look at you, and yeah, it's most interesting. You can look at me if you want to.
Yeah, we are looking at you. We are looking at you.
Could be a little unsettling. Yeah. So we'll check the family tree at their house, but we're pretty sure we share a 3rd great-grandfather, David McLean. Now, I wonder if that's the part of the family the cooking comes from.
We're making ackee and saltfish, which is our national dish.
If I'd known, I would have brought my knives.
I see expertise.
Being in the kitchen, I really enjoyed it. And you can see that those 3 women have worked together just non-stop.
Everything that we cook in Jamaica, we use thyme as one of the main seasonings, and Scotch bonnet pepper.
Right.
Which is,
of course, this one.
Right. Really hot, but very nice flavors. And tomato.
So you say tomato, and we say tomato.
No, we say tomato.
We say tomato. Yeah.
Let's call the whole thing off. Susie ran it because she's the cook, but she's not a complete domineering cook, unlike me, of course.
Don't make them splash so deep.
And how long will you cook that?
Until they're cooked.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Let's get into it.
Good?
This is knockout. It's quite rich, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But it's really, really good.
Great job, guys.
Now that Ray's learned a new family dish, it's time to uncover a few more ingredients in his genetic recipe.
So this is the family tree that we know about of Anne McLean, who married a Thomas Gray.
Right.
And Anne is the 7th child of David McLean, You say
and
McLean?
this Mary Ann Kentish woman.
Because this is where I stopped. I don't know anything about David McLean or Kentish.
Well, the only other thing I know further back is about the Portuguese, the Sephardi Jews.
Oh, really?
Daguilas or something like that, who...
Dagulars.
Dagulars?
Yeah, Dagulars.
Does that mean something to you?
Yes, there are lots of Dagulars in Jamaica.
You're related to them?
Not until this moment.
Oh,
We
now
sincerely
you
hope
know
we're
you
not
are.
related.
No, you're telling me something I didn't know.
Right.
Hello, Ray. We've done some research, and the great-great-great-grandfather you all share, David McLean, was in fact born a black slave.
Wow.
Slave.
Wow.
Yeah,
So this guy was a slave.
You see, I had it the other way around.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
We found out that David McLean was a slave. I think they quite liked it. Susie at once said, well, you know, that's where my hair came from, because she had the really curly hair.
Great. We had no idea about that.
No idea.
That's a big revelation, and it's going to take some time to get my head around what it all really means. But what I know for sure is that it's been great meeting my new family. Do I think I'll see them again? I bloody hope so. I really like them. I want them to come to, you know, my place. I want to cook for them.
Ah, Ray, good to talk to you again. Look, we've been on the case of the colourful David McLean, so make your way to the Royal Jamaican Yacht Club, where Arthur, another of your island cousins, waiting for you. Now, he's got news of how the African side of your family found its way to New Zealand, and there are even some aristocratic connections. Woohoo! While Jack's off to discover a relative straight out of a James Bond film, Ray's poised to find out how his African and Jewish roots come together.
Of course, the burning question is, how are we related?
Ray's quest to piece together how his third great-grandfather, African slave David McLean, connects to New Zealand has brought him to Port Royal, home of the Royal Jamaica Yacht Club. He's meeting his relative Arthur, who's done a bit of sleuthing himself and put together the missing pieces in this DNA puzzle.
Hey, Arthur, it's extremely good to meet you. And, of course, the burning question is, how are we related?
I think it's your third great-grandfather, William Kentish McLean. That's the brother of my fourth great-grandmother. William Kentish McLean migrated to New Zealand.
I wondered how we got the New Zealand thing going on.
William Kentish McLean. He is the son of David McLean.
Right. And Arthur, what can you tell me about David McLean? He was a slave, wasn't he?
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But he was freed by his father, Hananel, and his mother, you know...
Because Hananel had those children with the slave?
Yeah, three children. He freed them all, and her as well. Yeah. David McLean, he is the grandson of the first Baron d'Aguilar.
Really? Wow.
So there we have it. Baron d'Aguilar, the Sephardic Jewish grandfather to the black David McLean, accounts for Ray's Ashkenazi Jewish markers. Yet another DNA detective's victory.
Many Jamaicans cannot trace their ancestry to before the English occupation. After they were conquered, only the Portuguese Jews were allowed to stay. There's an ancient Jewish burial ground here, and they go back to the early 1600s. The first Baron d'Aguilar, I believe, would be buried there.
Right, okay. It was completely surprising that the Jewish aspect went to Jamaica. I thought those two things were completely separate. But, you know, it's all just part of one big bit of weaving, really, isn't it? I learned so much from Arthur. Jews came here fleeing the Inquisition and anti-Semitism in Europe. Apparently, Port Royal was a haven. It doesn't sound like one. The floor of the synagogue was covered with a layer of white sand, which is how the Jews muffled the sounds of worship in case they were discovered and denounced to the Inquisition. So I'm having a look here to see if I can see anything. You know, David McLean, the slave, was a Daguilar. That's the Jewish connection, of course. I can't see anything. Maybe they're here and they're not under the name that I expected. Maybe they're here. Yeah, I mean, you feel very sort of connected with the past, which is what this is all about.
Jamaica is still keeping some secrets. Ray may not have found the final resting place of his Jewish and black slave ancestors, but
His Jamaican journeys uncovered new relatives that have deepened his understanding of his family's history.
Look, I like doing crossword puzzles. I like to see things fit together. And what I like about this genealogy thing, it's fitting all the parts together. Is that something to do with why I like cooking and being a chef? You're sort of making order out of chaos, which is kind of what all this is about, really. One thing I do think is that my kids, they're going to really, really love the idea that they have Jamaican relatives. And I bet they want to come here and meet them at some stage. I hope they do.
Meanwhile, back in America, Jack's exploring Hurricane, West Virginia, population 6,000. And one of them is his genetic relative.
Yo, Rich, what's the search?
Hello, Jack. It's time for you to meet James, another DNA relative with a very unusual occupation. Find the local park and he'll find you.
This is very unusual. What are you doing? Oh, just meeting a stranger in a park. Don't worry about that. Hi.
Hi there.
You must be James.
Yes.
I'm Jack. I hope this is, you too. I hope this is as weird for you as it is for me.
Yes.
We're family, though, I take it.
We're genetically related.
That's incredible.
We probably share a set of like second or third great grandparents.
Wow. That's amazing, isn't it?
And what's really amazing is how this small-town man makes his living.
So, tell me about what you do for a job.
Well, I've done a lot of security work where companies would hire me to break into their systems or even their buildings to test out their security.
Very Mission Impossible. And so what, you just have to hack in or actually physically break in sometimes as well?
Both. It depends on the contract. Sometimes they'd want me just to hack in, like the company would have like a new website and they'd want to see if I could get the product that's being sold for free. And 30 minutes later, I'm sending the guy an email showing him, with the links where he could download the products for free.
Right.
But James also uses his computing skills to bring people together.
I've written a lot of software that helps adoptees figure out their genetic relations, like figure out who their parents are is the goal.
Right. So you write programs to help people who've been adopted find their parents?
Yes.
Why did you get into this?
My wife, at one point we discovered that her birth story didn't match up to reality.
Right.
And we've never received any kind of official confirmation that she was adopted, but we started to suspect that very strongly. So started to employ the DNA techniques to try to figure out what her family tree is. That's what got me into it.
How successful have you been so far with this and finding people's parents?
I've been able to find a lot of shared ancestors, like grandparents, great-grandparents. Some people have been able to find their parents. It's a little bit more rare.
How do you feel about meeting other family members?
It's interesting. I mean, the DNA testing is like, even family that weren't unknown, start taking the tests and you kind of reconnect with them a little bit. Make Facebook friends.
Yeah.
We're not like doing Christmases together or anything like that, but.
Not yet. Isn't it amazing? I mean, imagine what his business cards look like. Professional hacker, he gets paid to hack things. It's very Edward Snowden, it's very James Bond. He told me very quietly when the cameras weren't rolling that so far of all the security jobs he's been hired to do, he hasn't met one where he hasn't been able to breach the security in some way. So it's not a bad little record. Coming into this experience, I really thought we were just vanilla. I thought you could trace everything back to England and that was the end of that. It was kind of two-dimensional, but having gone through it all, we're a bit more nuanced. We're a bit more interesting. I never thought I would have relatives in America. I certainly didn't think I'd have a big splash of Indian blood. I know it sounds big and kind of existential and, what is the origins of the universe? But it's been an experience of perspective. I've come to appreciate just how insignificant all of us are, but just how extraordinary us existing as us really is.
Now, the study of DNA is a fascinating science that opens our eyes to how connected we all really are. And the DNA detectives is proving that we all have links hidden in our blood to places and people we could never have imagined. So, who's going to be curious enough to take the test next week? Why don't you join us and find out?